Four-time NCAA champions, world team members. Nick Lee wearing the red, Zain Retherford wearing the blue. Zain Retherford last year, 70-kilogram world champion. So he was able to sit until the semifinals. This weight still in flux as it has not been qualified for the Paris Olympic Games. Zain Retherford, a huge 65-kilogram wrestler.
And the victory on that one.
Nick Lee from Evansville, Indiana, Mater Dei High School. Again, 2 NCAA championships while he wrestled right here at Penn State. 4-time All-American for the Nittany Lions. 2 Fargo titles for Team Indiana and 3 All-American honors. Last year, did not place top 5 in the World Championships. So that is how we're here, hoping to qualify the weight. Zain Retherford, Benton, Pennsylvania, Benton Area High School. Wrestled for Russ Hughes and several others of the Hughes boys up there in Benton, Pennsylvania. 3-time NCAA champion for the Nittany Lions, 4-time All-American. A Fargo champion for Team PA, 2 Fargo All-American honors. This is his, been on 4 senior world teams, winning a gold and a silver at 70 kilo. First passivity there. As we're going on the activity period, if we see it one more time. Zain Retherford, U17 cadet world champion.
Wrestling on mat 1 in the red.
We're going to see a second passivity call, and it's going to go on Zain Retherford. We had a beautiful moment last night when both of these gentlemen won in the semifinals. They pointed each other's. They walked out together. There's a lot of respect between these two as Zain Retherford comes in hard with a shot. Lee able to defend. Like 2 cats in a paper bag out there. No one able to score. But Zain Retherford was on his offensive game there. Not able to secure the leg enough to control, and no exposure. So 1 point on the board now for Nick Lee as the activity period expired. Can you imagine some of the groups of 4 live wrestling here at Penn State? Incredible action and incredible human beings competing. As 1 point on the board for the step out confirmed for Zain Retherford. He was in on the attack, didn't feel like he could get control, so he ran his feet. Nick Lee's stepping out. So 1 point on the step out for Retherford. Short time here in period number 1, 1-1. Criteria right now, last point scored for Zain Retherford. And we go to the break. Coach Cunningham and Coach Kennedy in the corner there for Nick Lee. Coach Varner, Coach Sanderson in the corner for Zain Retherford. With the consistency of this program, probably have very consistent messaging. Be offensive, be smart, take risks when they're there. Be dynamic. Nice head snap by Lee, leading in right to a right arm attack. Those hands of Zain Retherford constantly moving, constantly pulling. Two trains on the track going near each other, and Retherford getting off the tracks there, almost able to go on the go behind, but Nick Lee able to turn and face. Retherford has been on the clock, is the way that Nick Lee was able to earn his point. There has been a passivity warning on Nick Lee, so we'll see if he gets his chance to be on the clock here. That attack by Retherford. Our official pointing and saying passivity confirmed. So now Nick Lee will go on the activity clock. 30 seconds. If he's unable to score, Retherford will receive one more point.
Nick Lee on the activity period.
Retherford not holding and waiting for that 1 point, pulling on that head and going for his attack, which would pay dividends as well, because if you get a takedown as the wrestler that's not on the clock, you not only get that takedown plus the point for the activity expiration. And 1 point on the board for Retherford. He takes the outright 2-1 lead.
And her opponent in blue for the Iowa Women's Wrestling Hall of Fame, referee Emily Gonzalez.
These two have probably been workout partners for 5 to 6 years. They know every little step that their opponent takes.
And activity period expires, giving Retherford an additional point. Mentioned throughout the course of the weekend, we had
40 seconds to go.
Identical twin sisters wrestling adjacent to one another. On mat 3, Brandon Gonzalez in the red. Her twin sister Emily wrestling on mat 4 in the blue.
We do have some blood here. Not the first time we've seen blood by Zain Retherford. They headbutted. Zain Retherford last year at Final X had one of the biggest cuts over his eye I've ever seen. Continued to compete with the wrap around his forehead, continued to bleed, and even at the World Championships several months later, it was still opening up. So this time, Nick Lee with the cut on his head. So both athletes, again, the cut over is Retherford's right eye. The cut on the forehead, just above the forehead on Nick Lee. They both shot at the same time. No injury time in the Olympic styles, however, we do have blood time, and right now counting down from 5 minutes. Not sure who the blood time is on, as both athletes are cut open.
Let's go.
So the blood time is stopped on Retherford, and now the blood time going on Nick Lee. Obviously, that's never anything that we want to happen here at the Olympic trials, to have an athlete be forfeited out of the match because of blood time. Retherford going back to his corner. Pacing, and again, a nasty gash over his eye. We come back to action. Best cut man in the business. So inside 30 seconds here. 20 now seconds to go. 2-1 for Zain Retherford. Holding center, digging that underhook, getting great head position. Head pull by Nick Lee. And our official warning Zain Retherford for negative wrestling, which means he's fleeing the hold. We're going to go back and clean up blood again. Zain Retherford, 5th in the nation his freshman year in college, then 3-time NCAA champion. Was 11th in the world in 2017 at 65 kilo in Paris, France. In Nurse Sultan at 65 kilograms, Retherford 26th in the world. And then a runner-up his first time through in Belgrade in 2022 at 70 kilo last year, your world champion. 10 weight classes in the World Championships. Shrunk down to 6 weight classes for the Olympic Games. So athletes really have to decide, where do I want to go? Do I want to move up? Do I want to move down, especially in those tweener weights? Looking at Zain Retherford, he is huge at 65 kilo. Back to action. Short time here. We have 10 seconds to go. Nick Lee pulling on the head, hand fighting. Retherford circling left, circling right, and winning 2-1 in match number 1 here at the Olympic Trials. 2-1 victory. Your winner from Nittany Lion Wrestling Club in Titan Mercury, Zain Retherford.